it's not. Hi. I'm holding this book because tomorrow is Westing Game Day. Some of you know it also as the 4th of July, but this book was the Newbery Award winner of, I think, 1988. When I was a kid, I went through this whole phase where I wanted to read every book on the Newbery Medal poster. I loved that poster and I wanted to read every book on the poster. I did not read every book on that poster, but I tried. And I would not have read things like Strawberry Girl. So I don't remember if I read Westing Game because it was on that poster, probably. But this is one of my top 5 books of all time. I reread it every year at the 4th of July. It is a very skinny book. I mean, this is the Scholastic version, so it's like 200 and something pages. 216 pages for those of you people who count pages. I don't count pages, I count words. Hello, everyone. Oh, people are stopping in. Hello. Hi. Z, I miss you so much. It is almost Westing Game Day. I am so excited. And to celebrate Westing Game Day, I am going to make my big announcement to my Patreon patrons on my writing Patreon. Patreon.com/Princess Alethea. The adventure one is Adventure Alethea, same address. But I'm also going to send it out to the paid Substack members. There's only like 4 of those. You know who you are. I won't promote that one. Mostly I will just promote the Patreon. There are way more levels on the Patreon. I set up money on Substack so people could throw money at me. And thank you very much, those 4 people. I appreciate it. Hi, Tiffany. But yes, I really don't like the 4th of July. Like I never really did for a long time. It is too hot. I grew up in South Carolina and then lived in Tennessee, and now I am in Florida. Last Sunday, I went outside and I met some friends outside, and I have regrets because I melted in the sun. I took beautiful pictures of sea turtles. I had never seen sea turtles in the actual ocean. So I have many little videos of sea turtles, which I will be like doling out throughout time because you know how I love my little strange animal videos. Zebras and turtles and bunnies. I love all those. Lots of birds. So 4th of July, the last 4th of July, I went outside in Florida. I got stung by a bee behind my ear. And let me tell you what, that is a very sensitive area. And the ambulance people can't help you. They can just help tell you how to use a credit card to get the stinger out if the stinger is still in there. So I was in pain and sweating and stressed. And I'm like, never again. Never again. I can just walk outside and see fireworks. Okay. And also fireworks keep me up at night. Fireworks scare the dogs, people. Okay. You don't need to be shooting off fireworks. Go see a beautiful drone display. Okay. Fireworks like hurt the environment. Go see someone else's giant fireworks display sponsored by, you know, Washington, D.C. or something, or Korea, which is usually like drones and stuff. But in China, you're closer to, or in Asia, you are closer to China, where they make a lot of the gunpowder fireworks. So you have access to those amazing things. But there are a lot of drone fireworks shows now, which I really love. They're pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm not thrilled about fireworks. I hate the heat. Sure, I like cooking out in the winter. My dad is a great griller. I inherited that from my father. Z wants to be in my video. I will come back later. I will do that since I'm doing like simultaneous. It paused again. It always pauses. Since I'm doing simultaneous with YouTube, it's either going to crash my internet, and then the YouTube people won't be able to see you. But yes, let's schedule this another time. That would be awesome. That would be awesome because I haven't seen Z in forever, and I want to, hang out with them. Put 2 bags of food for your local shelter instead of fireworks. Yeah, that's a great idea. Tiffany has a great idea. Do that. Read the Westing Game. Read the Westing Game. Take your time. Spend the day to read seriously what I consider the best mystery ever written. Okay, if you love Knives Out, I loved Knives Out because I loved the Westing Game. And this is also appropriate for children. So if you think Knives Out is not appropriate for children, fine. I like PG stuff. I think it's great. the Weston game is appropriate for children, and literally everything in here that happens is for a reason. And I think tomorrow what I should do for the Alethea show, because this is one of my favorite books of all time, is to maybe read chapter 1 of the Weston game, because that would be fun. I mean, we can go on live and talk about other stuff too, but oh my gosh, I love this book. I love this book so much. I love this book so much. This book inspired my sister's first AOL screen name, because I gave it to her. And she had also read the book. She loved the book. So her first AOL screen name, I will tell, the people who have read it. I don't want to spoil anything. But people would email her to ask her, please, could they have her screen name, her AOL, address, because it was so popular. And I bet she thought that was kind of cool. She probably also hated it because I was the one who came up with it. Ha! But yes, fans of this book. Okay, this one, Howl's Moving Castle, The Princess Bride. These are some of my favorite books of all time. So, The Weston Game will someday be made into some sort of, miniseries that will blow everyone's socks off, or a movie like Knives Out, and it will be amazing. The same guy can't make it. He makes adult stuff. He can't make this one. This would have to be someone else. But there are Greek people in here. There's a whole Greek family. So it was the first time I had ever actually read about a Greek family, which was cool. It's actually a pretty diverse cast, which is great. Something I didn't think about when I was a kid, because I was growing up I grew up in the melting pot. So that was what I saw every day. I was unaware that this was actually a rare thing, that most people did not have friends with grandparents from 42 different countries. So I loved reading about diverse casts, very large diverse casts. And so that is one of the reasons that I write very large diverse casts. Okay, I have made my lunch. I'm going to, I was like, I could make my lunch and eat it while I watch more For Eagle Brothers. I think I'm on episode 8 or something. For Eagle Brothers is very easy to watch. It's very good. This will give you all chances to ask me any questions. It will also make me slow down a little. But yeah, I've been sort of 2 nights ago, I only got 4 hours of sleep. Last night, I passed out at 8 p.m. and I got 10 hours of sleep, which is why I'm bouncing off the walls again. I will probably take an anxiety pill. This is my usual, this is what I do, but I don't want to pop over into stress land. This is a thing I never talk about, and I'm not going to talk about it here. If you want details, go watch the TikTok video. But I went to see my doctor every day. Yesterday, I went to go see my doctor. It was my annual checkup. You should all go get an annual checkup. Hands down, go do it. Have your list of questions that you've always wanted to talk to an actual doctor about. Find a good doctor. Go get an annual checkup. Do all the things. Check the boxes. Just do it. Stay around. My life is better with you in it. I would prefer if you stay healthy and stick around. I'm doing it for you guys. You do it for me, okay? If that's how we get through this, let's do it. So I'm talking to my doctor, and the first thing she says to me is how proud she is that I've lost so much weight. I mean, not even pride. She just noticed that I had lost weight, because I don't like talking about it. I've weighed 200 pounds since I was 15 years old. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done. I don't like talking about other people's weight. I don't like talking about my weight. I don't like people talking about my weight, whatever. Most women don't. Clue. But it's my doctor, so she gets a free pass. So she mentioned how I've lost weight, and I said, yeah. So I couldn't afford my personal trainer anymore, and I stopped exercising. And suddenly, I started to lose weight. Yeah, so we're going to just keep continuing this for the next month or so to see if it's going to stick. And let me tell you what, if it sticks, I think I might actually be mad, actively angry. Because the problem is, there's 2 problems. Number 1, I'm a freaking unicorn, okay? Most people's problems is that they eat too much. They eat too much. This is why they go get that shot. They're diabetic or pre-diabetic. They get the weight loss shot, and the weight loss shot trains their bodies to stop eating stuff. I have a friend who's on one of these shots, and she actually explained to me her like thinking and what her brain goes through and why she snacks all the time and she eats when she gets stressed and all of this stuff. And the shot sort of turns those off, turns those signals off to tell you to stop like eating unhealthily. I don't need that. I barely eat enough to live as it is. That's not my problem. That is most people's problems. That is not my problem. But when doctors and everyone else look at a plus size girl, they think, oh, that child needs to eat less calories. I actually had one doctor look at me and said, have you tried salad? And I walked out. I said, are we done? And I walked out. Yeah, because that person was never going to listen to me. So I listened to myself, the data set of one. And the only time that I've lost a significant amount of weight in my life was 40 pounds when I left South Carolina and I moved to Tennessee. I was really stressed out. I had graduated college very early. I had no idea what to do with myself. I was like 23, so depressed. I went through what they call now a quarter life crisis. Like I was a hipster. I was ahead of the time. I was posting online at 2 a.m. I fell asleep at 8. I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was up for about an hour and then I went back to sleep. Good call. Why do you know that I'm posting online at 2 a.m.? So anyway, I was in Tennessee. I was super depressed. I ended up finally getting a job at the library. This was my library job. I was out there at the library for about a year and a half. And the library was 45-minute drive away. So I had to commute almost 2 hours every day to this library job. I did love the library job, but at the beginning, it was just a lot of standing around. I mean, eventually we moved to the new library where the Smyrna Public Library is right now in Tennessee. And it's a beautiful library. And I became the assistant children's librarian. And that was a lot more fun. But when we were in that first place, it was just a lot of standing around and I was very bored and I didn't like it. I was also getting paid the least amount of money I've ever made in my life. I was making $800 or $900 once a month. And I literally had to steal toilet paper from the library in order to survive. Like that was one of the things that I did. I ended up having 3 jobs at one point. I worked at the library, I worked at Coach House Gifts in the mall, and I did projectionist stuff on Thursday night at the movie theater because once a projectionist, always a projectionist. So they can just hire you to do the quick stuff on Thursdays, which they don't even do now because everything's digital. So yeah, I was at my mom's house. She was making me food. So I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have no idea what I was eating. I just ate it. I didn't have any seconds. I remember that much. I drank a ton of water because I knew that was important. I walked on the treadmill every day, but the treadmill was broken and it couldn't go faster than like 2.5 miles an hour. So what I did was I turned on the music because I love music and I just like danced on the treadmill. Cause like you're walking, but like it's going really slow. So you can like dance and sing and do whatever you want. So I did that for like, I don't know, an hour just because I needed some time to myself. So I did that. Every week we would go out to a Mexican restaurant. Dude, Middle Tennessee, there are so many Mexican restaurants. And I pigged out on fajitas because that's like the only thing I can eat at a Mexican restaurant. I don't like cheese and many things mess with my migraines. So yeah, fajitas, meat and veggies and a few flour tortillas or chips, whatever. Yeah, that's what I ate. Guacamole. Oh, so much guacamole. So I pigged out once a week and yeah, did the treadmill. And I mean, I did some little exercises back in my room because, you know, I locked myself in my room. I was super depressed. And I did like, you know, some leg exercises and maybe 20 sit-ups a day, like a few like physical therapy kind of stuff, right? Physical therapy, which I have to do every day anyway. I lost 10 pounds a month. And yeah, I mean, I was in my 20s, so it was easier then. It's going to be harder now because I'm older. It always gets harder as you're older, right? But it's the only time I've ever lost weight. And so I keep thinking back to that. What was I doing? What was the trick? And honestly, I didn't figure it out until I couldn't afford my personal trainer anymore. I have officially run out of money. um, this is why I have to finish writing a pirate novel. Yeah, I know I need to eat my lunch. Thank you. This is why I need to finish writing a novel so I can get more income. My income is terrible. But I now have, reinvigorated Patreons and a Substack and way for people to throw money at me. So I'm building it. It's going to come back. Plus, there's the big announcement. Make sure you're on my writing Patreon for the big announcement. So yeah, being poor is what triggered me finding this answer. Because, I sit all day. I do nothing, right? I sit and I write, and I sit and I watch K-dramas in my breaks. Like, that's what I do. I sit all the time. And it was starting to get hard for me to walk. Like, I was walking around the neighborhood every morning, but I was having a hard time walking a mile. I still kind of do. Because remember that dead muscle in my butt? The dead butt syndrome. Google it. It's actually a thing. Yeah, I have, what they call cell phone elbow now and dead butt syndrome. Oh, I love these 21st century things. Whoever names this just needs to be knocked in the head. So because of dead butt syndrome, I was like, all right, I need to at least walk around. When I go visit my friends with stairs, I would purposefully leave things on the wrong floor so I would have to go get it. Like, I enjoyed going up and down the stairs because it would work that muscle out. Whenever I'm at Casey's, I go to the gym and there's like a machine there that will actually like work. You open and close your legs and it actually works that muscle in your butt. So yeah, I would do that and walk around the neighborhood. That's it. And then it got too hot. So I swapped out the treadmill. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found some lady that was getting rid of her elliptical machine because I like elliptical machines. I like to run on elliptical machines. They have, no impact. And so it doesn't hurt my neck. But I'm not allowed to run. That's okay. I couldn't really. I was having a hard time and I needed to just be careful. So plus my Fitbit was always freaking out. You are overtraining. Stop overtraining. I'm like, my carb load, whatever, is like 1. You want me to do 1 minute of walking around the house and then tell me I've done too much? Come on, this is dumb. So yeah, I just stopped exercising. It's too hot. And I was like, I'll do my physical therapy stuff. I'll do my stretches and my whatever, squats, sit-ups. Like when we're doing writing sprints, when I'm online with everybody and we take a break, I usually do squats or some kind of like leg lifts, something to just keep my body moving and to work on those muscles, right? I'm always doing some little PT thing, never all of it. If I sat and did all of the physical therapy exercises I'm supposed to do every morning, it would take me like an hour and a half. I don't have that kind of time. So I just do a few different things every day to keep myself mobile. And I've been getting on the elliptical for, no lie, 15 minutes max. Because once I get into the groove and I'm listening to my K-pop, and 15 minutes is only like 5 songs, but I'm in the groove and I'm singing DPREN at the top of my lungs and my pulse is already at like 150 and I can't stress my body out because that's what I was doing when I was depressed with my parents, right? My resting heart rate was very low. I was in a safe space and I wasn't stressing my body out because my stress has like a hair trigger. This is how I made it through Dragon Con. Every year I burn and I would say, I joke about this. Oh, I have weapons grade adrenaline. I burn like a firework for 5 days and then crash for 2 weeks. This is what would happen. This is what happens with me and my adrenaline. When I go storm chasing, the first time I went storm chasing, we were gone for 9 days. I didn't eat anything on the road because number one, I kind of couldn't. I mostly lived off nuts. I ate enough to not have a migraine. Yeah, I mostly couldn't eat. We were on the road all the time. And in 9 days, I gained 10 pounds from stress. My stress is killing me, which is also a thing that a physical therapist said to me. If you don't figure out how to manage your stress, it's going to kill you. So yeah, 2020, I started meditating again, and I found a whole Buddhist center and I started meditating again. So Tempest and I have been doing meditations. Like I started the meditations. I was doing my stretches and my yoga because I'm thinking, okay, stress is meditations and yoga. It didn't occur to me that stress might also be exercising. Because when you exercise to fatigue your muscles, you put your body under stress. It is a thing. I mean, try Googling it. It's really hard. And most of the scientific studies that have been done on exercising and metabolism are all done on men. So, yeah, I'm a scientist with a data set of one, but I'm listening to my body and I'm pulling out the things. It's like tarot. You take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, things like weapons grade adrenaline and, it's in our DNA. My mother always says that because I look like all the Gagnes, right? Except for I have like the healthiest eating habits of everyone. Everyone. I swear, I'm like the healthiest person in our family. I'm literally the healthiest person in our family. Okay. I eat so healthy. Even when we're storm chasing this year, my salvation, bless you, Fairlife. And all of the gas stations that now carry Fairlife chocolate milk with 45 grams of protein in it. That was like a meal replacement most days. That was my breakfast. One of those and a banana, best breakfast. And that just gave me tons of energy and I didn't need anything else. Now I gained 5 pounds when I was storm chasing. You know why? Because I was under stress and my body was under stress, but I was watching my resting heart rate. Like I'm trying to manage my stress. I have anxiety pills. I try to do the best I can managing my stress, but yeah, I have to not freak myself out. It's kind of like having high blood pressure where you have to stay calm and not freak yourself out. It's very much like that. I have to treat my body like it's a bomb or Fabergé egg or something that's just going to just explode any minute because I can get up to that line, but I can't go over it because if I do, that's it. No weight loss. We keep everything because we're going to survive the zombie apocalypse. That's how we're built. So we're going to try this. We're going to see how it goes for one more month. My next adventure is August 1st. And I'm debating on whether or not I should Tiffany, let me know. Should I tease that to the adventure Patreon people, my next adventure, or should I tell everyone? I don't know. Let me know. But yes, my next adventure is the first weekend in August, August 1st. So I'm going to try this for 1 month. I'm here. I got to finish this branding and relaunch. I got to start writing a novel. So I'm going to be very sedentary. I've got to fix another novel. I have a lot of writing work to do. I'm going to be very sedentary. I'm going to do my meal prep like I normally do. I'm going to have my bran cereal for breakfast and my smoothies for dinner like I normally do. I either have smoothies or spanakopita, something small for breakfast and dinner, lots of protein. And yeah, and live like an air plant and do 10 minutes on the elliptical every morning, 15 max. That's it. So we'll see. I'll check in a month and let you know how it goes. But I'm not going to be this person that's like, stop exercising, because this is not for everyone. In fact, this is for a very small percentage of the population, because most people's problem is that they eat too much. Most people's problem. I was anorexic and I was still 200 pounds. Most people's problem is that they eat too much. If that is not your problem, come see me and we will talk. Fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb. I like that. Is that song lyrics? Not fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb. Maybe. Hot flashes. Oh, knock on wood. Okay, I'm going to eat again. I'm not eating. Knock on wood. I have not had hot flashes. I had one, I think, last year when I got a mammogram, which it's time for that again. So we'll see if that happens. But my gynecologist had recommended some supplement thing that I started taking. And I think it really threw me off. And I think that actually was one of the reasons I had the hot flash. I don't have hot flashes. I mean, I'm hot. I live in Florida. I take 3 showers a day sometimes. Yeah, especially if I have to go outside. Oh my God. You have to take a shower every time you go outside. You go check the mail, you have to take a shower. It's ridiculous. Adventure Patreon. Okay. I posted this morning to everyone on the Adventure Patreon. Right now, there's only 2 people on my Adventure Patreon. Tiffany, it's you and one of my best friends from high school. This may only make sense to Tiffany, but Tiffany, if you read The Monster at the End of the Story, my main character was the son of a goblin, and his name was Jin Kim. That was based on Ian. And I actually emailed Ian and got in touch with him, and I was like, I'm totally basing a character kind of on you. Yeah, that was fun. I love basing characters on people. They're just so much more three-dimensional when you start writing them. I mean, they ultimately become different people as you write them. They become the character they're meant to be. But they're less like a stick figure if you sort of base them on someone you know. It's kind of the equivalent of when you meet someone and you say, oh my gosh, you remind me so much of this guy I used to go to high school with. It's that relationship. So it's not 100% Ian. It just started out that way. Ian was like the scaffold upon which I built Jen. Yep. I love it. Oh, and he's the son of the goblin. Like it's kind of like my goblin fan fiction with no sex. Goblin, the K-drama. Jin is kind of like the son of the 2 main characters in Goblin. If you have not seen Goblin, I highly recommend it. Yeah, it was fun. There's also a Gumio. Like, the monster at the end of the story is where a bunch of paranormal teenagers go to a summer camp. And it's loosely based on the Grover book, right? Monster at the End of this book. Because the anthology was called Wink. And it was like the conceit of this anthology was stories based on picture books, loosely based on picture books we loved. So I told Henry, the editor of the book, at first I said, I don't know what I want to write, but I know the title is going to be The Monster at the End of this story. And then when I finished the story and turned it in, one of the very last things he said to me, after all the edits and whatever, he said, I think the title gives too much away. Perhaps we should call it something else, like Summer Camp for Monsters or something. And I was like, I literally told you, the first thing I told you was I was going to write a story called The Monster at the End of this story. And if you don't want to call it The Monster at the End of this story, I will pull it. That's how much I needed that story to be called The Monster at the End of this story. I refused. And I put my foot down. And yes, I need the money. I desperately need the money. But there are some things that are just a bridge too far when it comes to writing. I learned this when I made like rules for myself when I started editing Alpha Oops. Alpha Oops was the first one I had traditionally published, like on a really big scale with Candlewick Press. And when I got the first pages in, it was weird because it was like, there was this weird dissociation because it was like I was reading someone else's book. I could already see things I needed to fix, but there was one page I didn't write at all. Bob Kolar came up with one of the pages. I did not come up with it. The page where B has all the balls all over the spread and says, oops, I didn't write that. That was weird. That was weird. But it was a great spread. It was beautiful. It was a way for him to display his like artistic whatever. It was a beautiful spread. Many people love it. It's many people's favorite page was when B makes a mess and Z says, here's a broom. Or B is also for broom, something like that. Yeah, B saying, oops, I didn't write that. That's okay. But I taught myself, if there were hills I wanted to die on, I pushed back 3 times. And after 3 times, I had to decide, because they were the ones paying me the big bucks, right? After 3 times, I had to decide if I really, really wanted that thing or not. Because usually by 3 times, they would give in. So that was it. Ask 3 times. And after that, decide if this is really a hill you want to die on. The monster at the end of this story, that was a hill I was going to die on. Because that title is amazing. And the story is amazing. And as soon as my fairy goddaughter Thea read it, she sent me an email to tell me that that story was amazing. And I love it so much. Yeah, definitely either go by the Wink anthology or join my writing Patreon. I mean, after I give out Thursday's book to everyone, I may go in and share some stories from anthologies that most people don't know I wrote for. Like, oh my gosh, one of my favorite ones of all time is an anthology no one will buy. I think maybe a handful of people have bought it. It's a Changeling the Lost tie-in anthology. And I named the story On the Edge of All This after the Snow Patrol and Saturday Songwrite song that we all wrote together in 2020. On the Edge of All This was the song that had my words in it, upside down. He changed it to upside downness. Those are my words. And so I wrote On the Edge of All This in 2020. And it was set in the fall, and it's about a storm chaser. And it's about essentially her like teddy bear, an evil witch like bewitches her teddy bear and has the teddy bear come fetch her to bring the girl back, because the girl has escaped this witch and the teddy bear has come to bring her back because the only person she would believe and rescue is the person she loved the most in the world, which is this teddy bear. Because at the time I had no one but myself. It was 2020. It was under lockdown. I didn't have a pod. I just had me. And it's not like I was lonely, but I started doing these weird, mental exercises. Like, at this point, who is the person that I would drop everything and do anything for? Like, if I fell in love with anyone, who would it be? Like, I had a hard time figuring that out. And I thought, well, if my teddy bear came to life, like, that would be a person I would instantly trust and believe whatever he said. So wolf, it was a wolf. It wasn't a teddy bear. It was a teddy wolf, whatever. It was a stuffed wolf that she created when she was in captivity. And so after she escapes, she doesn't think about all her little stuffed animals, right? That she was trapped in this tower with. And so the witch brings to life the wolf, turns him into essentially a human, and sends him to go get her back. And I love the story. I love the story so much. It's one of these rereading things, right? I reread that story every fall, just like I reread The Meddlesome Misadventures of Marian Bright every midwinter, because they are beautiful stories. On the Edge of All This, I think, is like 17,000 words long. It's long. 10,000 is short, is effectively like a novelette. I think novella officially starts at like 40,000. It depends on who you ask. So 17,000 is a lot. But I think they needed that for this anthology. So I may break it up into like 2 or 3 pieces. But yeah, On the Edge of All This is one of my favorites. And it's an anthology I don't expect y'all to go out and buy. I don't actually like make any money if you go out and buy it. But if you join my Patreon, I'm going to be giving, I forget which level it is. Tiffany knows. She's on like all the levels. Is it $25 level? I don't remember, but I'm starting to give away one chapter of Thursday's book every week because I'm going to finish that book. After. So the announcement is going to be made to my patrons tomorrow on Westing Game Day. Westing Game, 4th of July. The big public announcement, the Golden Glitter era public announcement, is going live to everyone on 7/7, magical day, 7/7. So if you're not part of the Patreon, don't worry, you will find out on 7/7. Hopefully by that week, I have a book to rewrite. Like, I have some edits to do immediately for a book. After that, I'm going to finish Thursday's book. I'm going to finish it. That's it. I'm putting everything else aside. I'm sorry. All the international stuff is going to have to wait. All the, like Prime Day. Prime Day is the 8th. I've already made lists for everyone. I'm going to share that on July 8th. So that's literally already done except the post. I can't get the link, I don't think, to my idea list. I can't get the link until it goes live, and it won't go live until Prime Day is live. It's a whole thing. So yeah, Prime Day this year, actually going through and making that list, it's got a lot. It's got like 75 items on my list because there was some fun stuff, and it was kind of a deal, like actually a deal. Last year, it was a bunch of garbage and it wasn't really a deal. This year is kind of fun stuff. Even if you just look through it going, that exists, it's a thing. Buy some early Christmas presents or something. Yeah, the Prime Day list is kind of fun. Yes, $25 will get you chapters of the book and all of, when I'm done Thiefdis, I'm going to start with some of the short stories that I know most of you have not read. Tiffany, tell me which ones, and I'll start with whatever stories you haven't read yet. We'll go and make sure you get them all, because yeah, you guys are going to buy my books anyway. Most of the time I don't make, what do you call it? Passive income from royalties from, anthologies. Usually in anthologies, I get paid a flat fee, and then that's it. I don't see any money. The Castle of Horror anthologies, I do make a little bit, like $20 every 6 months. But I do make some. So the Castle of Horror anthologies, and those are a lot of reprints from other anthologies that you've never heard of. Castle of Horror anthologies, I make money on. The Zombies with Brains anthologies, I've only been in a couple of those, but I do make royalties on that. So if I keep promoting them, it's usually something that I make royalties on anymore. But I have rights back, like once, a year goes by, I get rights back to everything except Change the Lost, because that's a tie-in book, or Meddlesome Misadventures of Marian Bright, because that's a tie-in book, and I can't get rights back for those. Those I can give, those I feel really good giving out to my patrons, because I'm not going to make any more money. I can't get the rights back. I still feel like it should go out to my friends and fans and family, my fan family. So yeah, after Thursday's book, that's the plan. There is also, I'm gonna write up a little thing about this, but it won't go live on Patreon for a while because I've already planned out Patreon through like the end of August. The Shadow Wolves. So yesterday on Blue Sky, there was a horror writers chat. After this, I promise I will stop talking and eat my lunch. There was a horror writers chat yesterday on Blue Sky, and the question at the end, I answered a few of the questions. They were kind of fun, about time and time travel, different eras. And I'm about to go into my Golden Glitter era. So, eras were a fun thing to talk about. And the last question was, write like microfiction story with this first line. And it was like, time stopped, but the shadows kept moving, something like that. And I wrote a little microfiction about the Shadow Wolves. One by one, the Shadow Wolves ate them all. That's the last line. The Shadow Wolves are going to be mentioned in Thiefdis. Just mentioned, a sideways mention, because Tempest is half fae, half shadow thief. Shadow thieves I invented for Like a Thief in the Night. He's half fae, half shadow thief. Doesn't look anything like Tempest. Tempest is beautiful. My hero by Like a Thief in the Light is not beautiful. But I invented shadow thieves a long time ago. But in Thiefdis, I have her say something like, I'm half shadow thief, so I can't call the Shadow Wolves, and I can't, do other things. But she is a shadow thief. She has some of those powers. Shadow thieves, or shadow wolves, I invented when I wrote the short story Ashes and Anteros. Here's the thing about Ashes and Anteros. I wrote that story like 2 years ago for an international anthology that still has not been published. Okay? I really wanted to be in this anthology, and I keep bugging them like every several months. How's this going? How's this going? Oh, we're still going to do it. We're still going to do it. We're talking to people. Sorry, I've had some personal things. That's the first red flag. Really want to do it. I promise we're going to do it. I have no plans to publish this story yet. Eventually, I am going to publish more Tales of Airland, which is going to have like all of the Tales of Airland so far in reading order, chronological or some kind of order. I created an order for one of my friends to read all the stories. So it's going to be in that order. Ashes and Anteros is kind of crucial to Thiefdis, to Airland, to everything else. I invented a lot of stuff in that story that is background stuff for things that happen. So if this international anthology doesn't get their crap in order soon-ish, by the time I'm ready to publish more Tales of Airland, it's just going to be original to that anthology. And I'm pulling it. So I'm going to let them have it for now. I'm just going to keep checking in to see if they're going to publish the anthology. Typically, when you publish a short story in the anthology, you don't get your writebacks for like a year, which is usually fine, depending on when this anthology gets published and when I want to publish more Tales of Airland. We shall see. But I have a pirate book to publish first, so at the moment, I'm not worried about it. Yay! All right. That's the Shadow Wolves. That's your little sneak peek for now. Tiffany, that's your bonus material. I love you. I love you. I love all of you. Please stay in my life. Go follow me on all the social medias. Everything has been rebranded. I am everywhere. And there is something unique pretty much to every single different social media now. Yeah, I've just let myself go crazy on social media. I'm like glitter. I'm everywhere. So go follow me on all the social medias. Have a ton of fun. Have an amazing 4th of July. If you go do those things, be really careful. Don't blow your hands up. I have a funny story about 4th of July. I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay. I will definitely be checking in tomorrow. I want to read chapter 1 of the Weston game. Go have an amazing time. Share something of my stuff with one of your friends. That's my action item for all of you today. Mwah. And Z, we will totally go live at some point. We're going to make this happen. All right. I love you. There's Instagram and here's YouTube.